and they're going nose to nose. Mr. T and Roddy Piper.
Look at this.
He's found it. I don't believe it.
Stone Cold is taking hands with Satan himself.
And look at the flashballs. This is a WrestleMania moment.
He's got it. Oh my God. And has won the match. Michaels caught him midair. Tombstone. He did it. Sammartino.
If I can't beat you at WrestleMania, I have no career.
John Cena.
It is electrifying. It is
The streak is over. Seth Rollins. He stole one. Rollins with the heist of the century. Brilliant.
Braden,
Andrew,
are you ready?
break it down. I said, or
For the millions in attendance for the thousands in attendance and millions watching around the world, let's get ready to talk about WrestleMania 1.
Dang, we're taking this back 40 whole years to 1985. Or wait, yeah, because it would have been 39 years ago. This upcoming WrestleMania is 40. So 39 years. We're taking it back
It is
39 years.
Yes. So, like he just said, we're going all the way back to WrestleMania 1. But what's the reason that we're going all the way back to WrestleMania 1?
Well, WrestleMania, they're celebrating 40 years in 2 weeks as of recording this.
2 weeks? Are you kidding me? 2 weeks from WrestleMania 40?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This event is 16 years older than the both of us.
Jeez, that's actually really crazy.
I know, man.
Anyways.
And this is kind of what started it all for them, This is like where the pay-per-view / PLE market came into play, not just for like WWE, but like sports in general. WrestleMania was the first sports pay-per-view ever, wasn't it?
Something of the sorts.
Or it was at least like the first. It was at least available to more people than previous ones had been. Like it was the first.
Well, I got some history here. All right. So WrestleMania #1 was the inaugural WrestleMania for the professional wrestling company known as the WWF, now known as the WWE. And it took place on March 31st, 1985. So if we would have waited a couple of days, then we could have done this, I guess more so a week. But, that would have really cut us close to doing it on the
Plus, there's a certain movie with a giant lizard and a giant ape or gorilla that's coming out next week.
Yeah, so it's kind of Anyways, we could have done it on the exact day or whatever. But March 31st of 1985, and it took place in Madison Square Garden in New York City, which is, as far back as you and I can remember, were you not always hyped for Madison Square Garden pay-per-views for WWE events, like back when we were watching and 2010 and stuff like that?
Yeah, I feel like eventually they kind of went away from that though, and just started having that going to Raw, Raws were in Madison Square Garden, so it just became it's always been a big stage. It still is a big stage.
It's just a small arena.
Just watching the Undertaker documentary though, he puts a lot of perspective into what it means to be a wrestler and compete in that arena. You made it if you're competing in Madison Square Garden.
It's like their home. This place is what launched them. This arena will forever be ingrained in WWE history. WWE history will be ingrained in Madison Square Garden, but Madison Square Garden is WWE history. That arena helped them so much.
How many times have they just mentioned the arena in the Cody Rhodes story? Because that's where his dad obviously won, but didn't win the title.
Yeah, and that was back in the WWF, wasn't it?
Was it before this?
It may not have been, but
I'm not sure. By time era, from my knowledge of wrestling is pretty limited, pre-Attitude Era. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we know a lot about the Vince McMahon era. I say we have a good general knowledge about the Vince McMahon era, but not the Vince McMahon senior era. That stuff's a little bit. That one's a little. We'll scratch our head on that one because shit. That's 50 years older than like we are. And like we're in our 20s, so that's 70 years older than us.
Yeah,
It's crazy how old that is.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know much, especially before WrestleMania, so I think this is a fitting place for us to start talking.
Yeah. The attendance for the event was 19,121. The event was seen by over 1 million through closed circuit television, making it the largest pay-per-view showing of a wrestling event on closed circuit television in the United States at the time. So that's kind of where you were going with the one of the largest, whatever. It was at least the largest wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were some boxing matches because boxing used to be super massive during like the 80s and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky.
Yeah. So the tagline for this event was
And speaking of boxers, they got Mr. T in this, which
they do got Mr. T in this.
So yeah. Fair point there.
Was Mr. T a boxer?
I don't know. I know he did. I don't know if he was or not, honestly.
I don't think he was a boxer. I think he was. He maybe.
I'm thinking of Rocky 3 right now.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of. He's an actor. I know
he is an actor.
Yeah. The tagline for this event was the greatest wrestling event of all time. I don't agree. This was not the greatest wrestling event of all time, but we'll get into it.
In 1985, maybe it was though.
Oh yeah, maybe then. We had the amazing commentary team that talked to us throughout the entire show of Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura. We had the amazing, and I mean amazing, one of the best announcers of all time, Howard Finkel, being our ring announcer. And then we had Mean Gene Okerman. He's normally our backstage kind of representative. He sang the national anthem. Did a bang-up job. Do you remember the national anthem? It's been a minute since we've watched this, but if you remember the national anthem, Mean Gene singing it, it was really good, actually. Like a lot better than what I was kind of expecting.
I do not remember, but I can believe it.
Yeah, I got a bunch of notes here. Muhammad Ali was in attendance. So there you go.
There we go. There was a boxer. I knew it. Muhammad Ali. Yeah. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Cyndi Lauper was there. Mr. T, obviously. Billy Martin. Don't know who Billy Martin is. Completely forgot who he was. Liberace. And the Rockets. So your great grandma would be creaming in her pants right now if she heard Liberace and the Rockets. So, there you go.
Cyndi Lauper was in a match, right?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, so I do remember this pretty well enough.
You remember Cyndi Lauper was in a match?
If I can remember that Cyndi Lauper was in a match,
well, she wasn't in a match really, but she was present at ringside.
She was like
she was a manager.
She was, yeah.
And the reason they did this,
getting in the argument with the other chick and stuff.
Yeah. So the reason they had a lot of these celebrity appearances is for the same reason that they do it today. Is just for like notoriety to get it out there. Because if you don't know, WrestleMania was a make or break for Vince McMahon. If WrestleMania failed, the WWF would have went under, and that would have been it. There would be no WWF to this day. It would have been bought up by the NWA or whatever WCW was at the time. It would have been bought up by somebody because he put all of his eggs into this basket. To kick off this amazing show, the greatest wrestling event of all time, we got match number 1. We got Tito Santana versus the Executioner. Now tell me, by hearing those names, who do you think the face was and who do you think the heel was?
Oh, the Executioner was definitely the heel.
Oh, well, okay. The Executioner was a character who he was actually played by Buddy Rose. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. So I don't really know. I don't really know what to say about this match, man. It was just all of these fucking matches were just thrown on the card.
We should just say ahead of time that, like, as far as actual in-ring work goes, we're probably not going to have a ton to say just because wrestling is so much different now. It was different when we were growing up. It's different. It's different now than when we were growing up. Like, it's just gotten even more fast paced over the years. They've just adjusted.
There's a lot during this era. It was a lot of like bigger guys, and there's a lot of I forget what they're called, but just like sleeper holds, kind of like rest holds and stuff like that. So like they'll whip somebody into the ropes, and then they'll do a little back and forth, and then it's just rest holds for like the next 5 minutes, and that's no exaggeration either. That's just how it was. But like I just said, that's how wrestling was back then. People didn't know.
A lot of grappling, a lot of mat wrestling.
Yeah, and I don't think either one of us are saying it's bad. Some people may like it. I don't think we prefer it really.
Yeah.
We don't mind a good bit of mat wrestling every now and again, but I mean, I like Kurt Angle or Chad Gable mat wrestling or Brock Lesnar kind of mat wrestling. I don't like this.
Even like Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect.
Yes, like that. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. These guys who aren't even amateur wrestlers, they're just professional wrestlers, but they're not really that good at professional wrestling, in my opinion. Their kind of mat wrestling didn't really care for. So Tito Santana was in the mix for the Intercontinental Championship, and this pretty much was just a squash match for him. He needed to look strong. It was very back and forth, no story, and the only interesting thing was Gorilla Monsoon calling the match. That was pretty much it. I liked hearing his commentary, him and Jesse's back and forth. It's just Monsoon was a very good play-by-play kind of guy, and Jesse's just an annoying heel. So that was entertaining. Kind of reminded me of Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. You know, Jerry was more of kind of an annoying heel at times, and then JR was your play-by-play kind of guy.
Yeah.
Tito ended up winning with a figure 4 leg lock, and this is the only type of stuff that I will give like legit ratings to and stuff. I rated all these matches out of 5. I gave this match a 0.5 out of 5. Just wasn't for me. So, do you want to rate it or anything like that, and we can move on?
Well, I probably mostly agree with everything you just said. It's not the worst match on the card. I'll say that.
No,
I might say 1 out of 5 just for that.
Just for being different.
Yeah, and not being you'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The next match we're going to talk about, wasn't necessarily bad, but also
no. So moving into match 2, we got King Kong Bundy with Jimmy Hart being his manager, and let me tell you, Jimmy Hart pulled like triple duty on this pay-per-view.
He was managing everyone. Like he was, he was out there for 2 matches. He was in a backstage segment or 2. I'm like, this guy just keeps showing up, bro.
Yeah, like they got their money's worth out of the mouth of the South. But it was King Kong Bundy versus Special Delivery Jones. That is the stupidest name I've ever heard of in my entire life. No offense. King Kong Bundy, obviously the heel. I think he was a lifelong heel. I don't know if he was ever a face. This was just some random match against Special Delivery. Gorilla said at one point that Bundy looked like he weighed 500 pounds, which to me was very hilarious how like hard they used to oversell guys' weights, back then. Because you remember, Big Show would come out. Big Show would be billed as 500 pounds. You remember when he got in like really good shape?
Big Show
for that short period. Yeah, he got like towards the end of his run with WWE before he went to AEW, he got in like really good shape, and they would still bill him at 500 pounds, but he weighed like probably like 430 or something like that.
Eventually they went down to like 440, but like I swear there was a point where they were just changing Big Show's weight a lot because it's like they felt like they went down too much. They were like, oh, it's like they said the right number one week, and then they're like, yeah, let's make him 500 pounds again. That sounds more intimidating. It's like, no, I'm just saying, if you're an average size guy, it doesn't matter if they're 440 or 500. You're going to think the same way. You're going to be like, that's a big motherfucker.
Yeah. I like the weights, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if they still oversell the weights because you remember it was Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Randy Orton all weighed the exact same in the Elimination Chamber match. I'm pretty sure they were all 265. And I understand people's bodies can be different, but I mean, god damn, you look at Bobby Lashley, you're telling me he's 265? That dude looks like he weighs all of 300 pounds, But I could be wrong.
I don't know, because like Undertaker was 300 pounds. So like Bobby...
But Undertaker was also like, what, 6'5", 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't think. Well, he's like 6'10". That's why,
Oh, okay.
like,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to see Bobby as 300 pounds when Undertaker had all that height on him.
Well, and Bobby's a lot shorter, but he's very beefy.
Oh yeah,
I think Bobby's like 6'2", 6'3". I don't know. You can fact check it, but
I think he's
the
6'3".
only
I want to say.
yeah, the only thing about this match to be said was Bundy was in complete control and won in 9 seconds.
Yeah,
It was another
lasted
squash
9
match.
seconds.
Yeah,
Legit.
another squash match. Yep. Bundy just ran at him in a corner, hit him, and hits an avalanche, and a splash, and that was it.
Yeah, I'd give this one like half a star. I mean, it made Bundy look like a monster. Sure, he already looked like it, so
Yeah, I
he didn't
mean,
really need it.
I did a 0.75 out of 5 just because, I mean, I don't mind like a match like this being a squash kind of trying to make a heel look like a monster, but that's just really it on that one. You got 2 squash matches in a row. I don't really have anything more to say about it, so we can move on if you want.
Yeah, let's go to the next match.
Match number 3 here is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Jason Bourne. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Matt Bourne, not Jason Bourne.
Oh, that's not Jason Bourne or Matt Damon.
No,
That's
it's not.
Matt Bourne.
Yeah, I know. Pretty stupid. They really screwed up, didn't they?
This Matt Bourne
Matt,
guy really needs to figure out his
yeah,
identity.
he was the heel. I don't know if anybody booed him. I don't even know if people knew who he was. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat though got a good little pop when he came out.
I feel like that was the
Ricky,
first time the crowd like actually felt alive is when Ricky came out. I was like, oh,
yeah,
look at this! Look at this response! Heck yeah!
I think King Kong Bundy got a bit of a reaction with some boos,
Probably.
but
Maybe.
I don't think it was like
Or
like
was
you're
Jimmy
saying.
Hart getting the boost?
That could have been that. That could have been that. Very well. People hate managers. I used to hate when I seen Vicky Guerrero. I'd be like, "Oh, boo! You suck! Get out of here!" And then she'd start in on the "excuse me" stuff.
Excuse
Ugh.
me! Shut the fuck up, Vicky.
Oh God, it used to piss me off so much.
You know
But she did her job.
the best thing that ever happened to Vicky Guerrero was her getting
Was her getting tombstone? Yeah, I knew exactly where you're going with that. Ricky started kind of getting me a little hyped up. He could actually do a promo. Like he did a little backstage segment and got me kind of hyped for seeing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He was
I'm really just ready for that WrestleMania 3 match I know about.
Oh yeah. I'm like 2 matches away from that. I think it's kind of a drag to get through. I won't lie.
Yeah, I feel like I like before we started this, I kind of said I feel like I'm probably gonna struggle through these first few manias. We're gonna do it though because we're
It's just gonna be.
we can't just exclude like the first 5 WrestleMania. We gotta do them all. But yeah, like once we get into Bret Hart Undertaker era, I think I'll be good.
Well, Bret Hart is in WrestleMania 3.
Yeah, Hart Foundation. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to that. Like
it's not a good match. Okay, but anyways,
I'm just it'd be nice to see Bret though.
yeah, it is good to see Bret. Ricky though, he's a great mat wrestler.
High flyer.
The 3rd match in the row that there's no story behind it because the only like story I guess is that
Yeah, I feel like wrestling just used to be so much less about story.
Yeah,
just watching the WrestleMania 1 anyway. It was much more title based, I guess. Like you're trying to win a championship. That's it. You don't.
Well, you
there
didn't
were
really
still
have
feuds,
a story.
but
yeah, you didn't really even have a story unless you were like in the main event or upper mid card. That was kind of your story.
Like if you were, I don't know, for a lot of pay-per-view matches back then, like the story was always the championship, whatever championship that might be, and like as far as just personal feuds went, there wasn't a lot of them that they didn't involve a title.
Well, that was probably because like maybe they didn't have like writers or anything back then.
The next match we're talking about has a story though, right? Brutus and David, because I remember the whole thing with Bruno.
Kind of.
Sammartino
I mean, there's more of a story, but
Yeah.
it involves like a former like world champion and stuff. So like, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
This
Kinda
is
gotta-
what I'm talking about upper mid card though. But this match was like I said, there's just no story really. Ricky is
I wish I could rate it higher than I'm going to because of Ricky, because he is just great. But I don't know. Matt Bourne, to be fair, this is all I've seen Matt Bourne ever in, so I didn't really take much away. I've seen Ricky Steamboat elsewhere and not just in this match, so maybe I'm just accounting for what I know he can do, even what he didn't show in this match.
Yeah. At one point, Gorilla Monsoon did say Ricky flew 15 feet across the ring. I didn't even know the ring was like 15. Like I didn't know because the rings got bigger, I think. Maybe they got smaller. I'm not sure. But like if he flew 15 feet, I feel like that would be almost the length of the ring. So, and he did not fly 15 feet, but I did find it funny. But Ricky landed a crossbody and pins Matt. And Matt kicked out as the 3 was counted. So just because it wasn't a squash match, it's the best match on the card so far. I gave it a 1 out of 5. Yeah.
I think I gave the first match 1 out of 5, so I'll give this one a 1.25 out of 5.
1.25 out of 5. Moving into match number 4, it's Brutus Beefcake versus David oh my gosh.
Sammartino?
Golly, I could not say that. I don't know why.
Bruno Sammartino's son?
Yeah, so I couldn't say it. I don't know why.
Bruno Sammartino, the longest reigning WWE champion in history,
Yes,
whose record Roman Reigns will never ever break, and I don't know why people like. There's no way Roman's beating Cody at Mania, right? We'll get more into this when we do the WrestleMania 40 predictions.
Yeah. John Valentine was Brutus Beefcake's manager, and to me, he was very annoying, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. Brutus didn't get a single reaction, it sounded like, at all. And neither did David Sammartino. He didn't sound like he got any sort of reaction.
You know
He
who was getting a reaction?
Yeah, Bruno. Bruno got a fucking pop, But
Anytime he did
gave
something
a
in the
fucking
match,
out.
too, I swear, like, anytime he got involved in any way, like, barely move a muscle, like, if he inched towards the ring, the crowd was like, "Oh, it's Bruno!" They did not give a fuck about his son, though.
No. There was that, like you were saying, it seemed like there was a little bit of a story. Brutus Beefcake injured someone or something like that was like close to David, or like a friend of David. So he was like looking to make him pay. And so like that kind of, I guess, gives Brutus, his heel motive or whatever.
Yeah, didn't Brutus Beefcake had a talk show, right? Didn't he, like, isn't that where he injured the dude? Or something?
Yeah.
His barber shop, whatever that's
Yeah.
called. Brutus's barbershop. I don't know what it's called.
Yes, you're right in every way. You're always right.
There we go. I'm always right.
Because you know why? Because you're a star. You know who isn't a star? Whoever would lose this match. Because the announcers were saying whoever loses this match, their career will drop by like 6 months to a year behind.
Hey,
I don't know why the fuck
that's
would
gonna
happen.
really suck for the guy that loses this match.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Cody Rhodes literally lost in the main event of WrestleMania, and he's back in the main event on 2 different WrestleManias.
He didn't have the Royal Rumble then, okay? It wasn't invented yet.
Oh my god, like fuck, dude. This was such a stupid thing I just heard a dog bark. That was so
Why
weird.
would you say that though? Like, why would you say and what this? You first of all, you promoted this as your biggest event ever. Why would you just say that the whole time during the match? Like, oh yeah, the guy that loses this is gonna set their career back majorly. Man, whoever loses this, they're gonna go down in the rankings, and then no one wins because it ends in a double DQ.
Yeah.
I feel like I had problems with the way a lot of these matches ended, starting with this one.
Yeah, they just didn't really make a lot of sense.
I don't
Yeah,
think
there was
this one, or if I'm remembering the next match right, I think it had a weird finish too that I wasn't a huge fan
Yeah.
of.
You
Junkyard was just stupid.
Yeah, so like you said, like the match ended in a double DQ. So yeah, like nobody gets their career set back, I guess.
Or do they
nobody was
both?
happy.
Or do they both? Because didn't they both technically
Yeah, that's
lose?
true. That's true. Nobody in the audience was happy. Like they all seemed pissed off about this. I gave this match a 7.5 out of 5. 0.75.
I was about to say,
0.75.
7.75.
0.75 out of 5. Yeah, I gave it the same as I gave the second match. It's just I mean, it was stupid, but I mean, whatever. It was kind of long and it was semi-interesting. So
You can agree with that. That sounds good to
yeah.
me. It,
Moving
like
on.
if someone had actually won this match, I'd probably give it a 1 or 1.25. But that ending was so dumb.
Yeah, no joke. Moving on to the fifth match of the card. We have our first championship match finally. We got the Junkyard Dog versus our Intercontinental Champion, Greg Valentine. Obviously, the match is for the Intercontinental Championship.
And we got Jimmy Hart here again.
We got Jimmy Hart showing up. I was about to say, we got Greg Valentine, who was managed by the Mouth of the South. And
Hey, it's good that we got him again because we only got him for 9 seconds in the King Kong Bundy match.
You got a point there. I couldn't understand Greg. They had a little backstage segment before they came out. I couldn't understand when Greg talked. He just let Jimmy Hart talk. But Junkyard Dog got our first entrance of the entire show. Like, first music and everything kind of entrance out of anybody. And the fucking champ didn't get an entrance. But the Junkyard Dog got an entrance.
The Junkyard Dog was really popular, okay?
Dude, like, I mean, I'm not denying that he was.
That does not make sense, though. Like, how are you...
Yeah.
Okay,
and then how are you not going to let him win?
Yeah, you gave him an entrance over the champion, and you're going to just have him lose? Or wait.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. So the ending of this had... What was the ending? You might have to remind me of it. It's like, Junkyard Dog was about to win or something. Jimmy Hart gets involved somehow. There's some shenanigans.
He got himself disqualified, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
what I thought. Junkyard Dog did something stupid.
Okay, Tito. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. But
oh yeah.
I wrote here that the Junkyard Dog cuts an amazing promo. So first off, you have a guy who I can understand and cut a good promo, doesn't need a manager. He gets an entrance, but yet you don't put him over. Doesn't make a lot of sense. In my opinion, this Intercontinental title looked like shit. Didn't like the way it looked. So maybe that's a poor opinion on me. I don't know. The Junkyard Dog jumped out to a great start. Jesse, the Body Ventura, had a lot of back and forth. Was he a heel announcer or a face during this match? I don't really fucking know. He kind of reminded me of modern day Corey Graves, how Corey Graves goes back and forth sometimes. And it's kind of annoying. I like Corey Graves, don't get me wrong, but I just want him to either be a heel or be a face. Like, don't go back and forth in between a match. I don't like that. You can't start giving somebody props and like encouraging the face or like being like, oh, I give it up for Cody Rhodes. Don't fucking do that. Just be like, oh, that scumbag, that piece of shit. I hate him. I hate him with every fiber of my being. Like, do that. Don't just. I don't like the flip flopping. It reminds me of Big Show too much.
What?
You know how Big Show would be face heel, face heel, face heel, face heel. He'd like have the most turns in like a year or something like that.
Yeah. But he was face turning and heel turning every couple months.
Yeah, it's like every time you'd come out, it'd be like, where let's the Big Show, and it's like cheer, shaboo. What was the last thing he did? I can't remember. And then it's like,
then like every 2 years he'd be a world champion, and he'd be like, how'd he get here? Is he a heel or a face, though? Do we have a heel champion now?
Yeah, and then he'd just get beat by first person who comes back off injury.
Because it's like in 2002, when he beat Brock for the WWE title, it's like they did a double heel turn, or they did a double turn, because Big Show was supposed to be the face, and Brock was the heel. Well, the thing is that Brock didn't even turn face, but they turned Big Show heel.
So they ended up both being heels.
Listen, because Brock, that might have been that era where Brock was the face for like a month, like 3 weeks to a month, and then he was just the heel again. Because he kind of went through that phase. His baby face phases back then were so weird, because he'd be like a baby face for a month, and then just back to heel. Then they'd be like, it's probably just because they wanted to have that feud with Kurt, and they're like,
yeah,
Kurt's a heel right now. And then they're
Kurt's
like,
a likable guy.
Then they're like, oh, this feels weird. Let's make Brock the heel. And have Kurt be the face.
Yeah. Speaking of faces, though, Junkyard Dog, one of the worst headbutts I've ever seen. Oh. I don't even think he landed them. He was like nowhere near the person. It's like those were the worst headbutts I've ever seen. It was funny though. Greg looked exactly like David Sammartino did in the last match. So I don't know why their ring gear looks so similar, but I didn't like it. Greg Valentine also claimed to be the master of the figure 4 leg lock. Just glad Ric Flair isn't a person because I'm pretty sure he also claimed to be the master. The Junkyard Dog, only thing he knew how to do was headbutt. That was literally all he would do. He would headbutt, they would go to a corner, he would headbutt, they'd go to a corner, he'd headbutt, they'd go to a corner, and that's it. Jimmy Hart got hit by Greg Valentine after the Junkyard Dog, like, I guess, was holding Jimmy Hart or something like that. And he pinned the Junkyard Dog with a dirty pin, and he put his feet on the ropes, which, good heel move. You know, not taking anything away from Greg Valentine here. And then Tito Santana from the first match, keep in mind, you know, he was in the running for the Intercontinental Championship. He jumped in to try to tell the ref that Valentine's feet was on the rope. And so the ref says that the match is still going. And Greg got counted out. And the Junkyard Dog won by countout.
That was it. He won by countout. And I'm like, Junkyard Dog, you are an idiot. This is for a title.
Yeah, and he was like excited.
Dude, no one cares that you won. Guess who's got the gold?
Yeah, and he's like celebrating and stuff. And they're like, I'm like, are you fucking stupid? You can't win the title on a countout, dude. And then also, why did Tito help the Junkyard Dog? Why would he want to face the Junkyard Dog? You know?
I don't know.
Or my bad.
I didn't even understand why Tito got involved in that match.
I don't know. Honestly, this match just hurt my head. Like as I got towards the end there, I don't even really know how to explain it because none of it makes sense. I feel like we're okay at like kind of predicting things and like kind of guessing what kind of makes sense for future plans for WWE. But like going back this far, it legitimately hurts my head to think about what they were thinking because I don't understand it. Like at
why
all.
would they? So they gave Junkyard Dog an entrance over the champion. They have Junkyard Dog win the match, but by countout, and he's celebrating that win like an absolute idiot. Why'd this guy get an entrance over the champion right now? Because this guy is obviously just stupid if he's celebrating a countout win where he did not win the title. The way they presented him was, pretty silly.
Yeah, I don't know. I gave this match a 1 because, I mean...
That ending?
You know, yeah, whatever.
I can agree with that.
I mean, it was, at least it wasn't a squash. That's all I can say.
I'll give it a 1 too.
You know?
Without, like, the Tito interference and without that stupid countout win for Junkyard Dog and him celebrating like he was and him just looking kind of incompetent as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be like a 2. But, yeah, that kind of takes away a full point. Just the booking of this match.
Yep. Moving on, we have another title match, our second title match of the card. Match number 6. It was the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volov versus the U.S. Express, who is our WWF Tag Team Champions. The U.S. Express consisted of Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. The U.S. Express had Lou Albino as their manager, but Sheik and Volov also had a manager. I don't even know who he was. But I did write this, and you might agree. Why does everybody have a damn manager? You know? What's the point?
Wait a minute. Mike Rotunda, that's Bray Wyatt's dad.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh, shit. That's awesome. Huh.
I was like, wait, why does that...
that?
I was like, that name looks familiar to me. I Googled it to confirm. I was like, that's Bray Wyatt's dad, right? It sure is.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, he came in, or my bad. Yeah, no. He came into this match. He was the WWF Tag Team Champion at the time. So, that's pretty cool.
Heck yeah. And old Sheiky's in here. Love me some Iron Sheik.
Yeah, he's fucking insane. He's literally insane. I don't know how people worked with him. Like, yeah.
Bro,
see, my cat even agrees.
That's kind of the great thing about him, though. Have you ever seen, like, just random stuff from his Twitter?
Yes. First off, he tweets in all caps, which is pretty hilarious.
Well, he did tweet in all caps.
Oh, yeah, he died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sadly. Rest in peace, Sheiky.
Yeah.
This was the first match that weapons got used. I remember that.
Yeah. Volov sang the Soviet national anthem. And so that's how old this is. The Soviet Union still existed. It's pretty crazy.
This is like... It disbanded like immediately after this then because this was 85.
Yeah. When did it disband? Like 86, 87?
Yeah, I thought it was like 85 or 86. So
Oh, okay.
Or maybe
Well,
it's 87, or maybe it's somewhere in the 80s. Oh, maybe it was 91.
oh, okay. Well,
Okay, yeah.
a few years after. They could have sang it the next year. So the place erupts with boos whenever he starts singing, and then the U.S. fucking Express got a goddamn entrance. Hell yeah! Second time during the show that somebody has got music, and guess who it is? It's our fucking champions that get the music. So, boom, hell yeah!
The
That's how you do it,
priorities were straight
WWE.
this time.
Yes. And these titles that they are holding, these tag titles, look great compared to how the Intercontinental title looked. I don't know why I'm so hung up on how bad the IC title looked. I just did not like the way it looked. I liked more of the Ultimate Warrior type Intercontinental Championship. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Maybe that's what it is. You think that's what it is?
I think I want to say the new Intercontinental title, the one after this one that you don't like, gets introduced in '88. So like WrestleMania 4, I think you'll see the new Intercontinental title if it's not at
Okay,
WrestleMania
good.
3. No, yeah, WrestleMania 4
Good.
because 3 would be '87.
Um
Just from playing a
there
lot
was
of WWE video games growing up, though, I'm pretty sure there's a like new Intercontinental title in '88. So yeah,
there might be.
looking
I
forward to that.
cannot I cannot remember. So this match though, great back and forth, great mat wrestling, good tagging in and out. Volov is wearing the exact same red tights as David, Sammartino, and Greg Valentine. I think they may just be taking their trunks off and handing them off to other people. I can't confirm that, but I think that's what's happening. Do you think that's what's probably happening?
I hope not.
Well, I think that is what's happening. There's good teamwork in the hills. Sheik seems to be the best in the ring from what I saw. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Sheik was just having a good day.
Cheeky
And
boy.
yeah, I don't know. The manager started fighting outside, and it just the one thing I did notice from this carries on for a couple years. Everything outside the ring is so close to the edge of the fucking ring.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be careful if you throw somebody outside because you might land on somebody out there because that's how close everything is. But then again, that's also probably a Madison Square Garden thing, so who knows?
Oh no,
Um,
I feel like I don't know, they probably just were in smaller arenas for a while too, because they obviously weren't the WWE we know yet.
yeah,
But
so our
I mean,
first, you said our first weapon got introduced, and you're right, it's a cane. Barry Sheik hit Barry in the head with a cane, and they picked up the win. This was the first title change of the show, so Mike Rotunda, US Express, lose their titles, and there was a backstage segment, and it was complete chaos. Sheik was bleeding. I don't really know what in the world happened because the camera quality was so bad that I could not tell what happened. But at some point in time, Sheik started bleeding. Who knows? He may have cut his fucking head walking into the back. Who fucking knows with that crazy son of a bitch? I gave this match a 1 out of 5. Good tag team, solid tag team match. But once again, at least it wasn't a squash match. That's all I can say.
I'll give it a what's the highest I've given a match so far? It was a Steamboat match. I'm pretty sure.
1.25? Yeah, I think it was 1.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.25 out of 5.
Okay. Moving on to match 7, we got Andre the Giant versus Big John Studd in a career versus $15,000 body slam challenge. This is a weird match type. This was extremely weird. This was during Andre the Giant's undefeated phase when he was a face. And Big John Studd with Bobby the Brain Heenan, its first appearance, I'm pretty sure. And Bobby, at this point, was probably the best thing on the show. He's such a good character. He deserves a lot of praise for just how he knew how to speak. He's probably was a lot of influence to a lot of like wrestlers we grew up watching and on how to talk. He's just great. Like I can't say enough good things about that dude and just how entertaining he is. And Andre's massive. Like, you don't realize until watching like him next to other people how big that dude is. Like, and that classic WWF logo on like the corners and stuff. Well, I don't know if it's on the corners or anything, but it's on like it's in like the background of some of the backstage interview stuff. Man, that logo was clean. Like, what is your opinion of the old WWF logo? Did you like it before it went all slanted and stuff?
I like it.
The golden era logo.
I like it. I like the bigness and boldness of it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This match though was just two big guys. Pretty much, it's a good big guy match, just throwing chops and stuff like that. Big John Studd jumped out of the ring after a chop from Andre that I remembered, and I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, I would too. Big John Studd is massive, but Andre the Giant's bigger, and that's crazy. That it is insane. Andre the Giant, they said his shoe size was 23 feet or 23-inch feet.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, 23. I can't fathom that. Can you figure out what Shaq's shoe size was?
Honestly,
While I keep rambling.
I don't remember if it's Shaq's or Big Show's. I feel like one of them was 18.
Oh my god, that is fucking insane.
Let's see what Shaq's is. Shaquille O'Neal foot size or shoe size, I should say.
Yeah.
Shoe size.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
You'll
22.
never hear it.
22.
22. So Andre the Giant had bigger feet than Shaquille O'Neal, and people talk about how big Shaquille O'Neal is. Can you process that properly? How big that man is? Because I don't think I can. That's fucking crazy to me.
Bro, I wear 12s in most shoes, so he's like almost double.
Yeah.
His foot's almost double my foot. That's insane.
Yeah.
His hand's probably as big as my face.
So
his big boots.
He could probably
Imagine
palm your head.
Yeah, imagine getting hit with a big boot by that dude. Kill me.
Yeah. And all the credit to Big John Studd, dude is an amazing seller. I don't know if you remember or not. He was selling everything that Andre threw at him. And a lot of credit to Big John Studd. He was great in this match. He went for a slam, but he couldn't do it. And then Andre this is what I'm talking about. And now I know it's because they're big guys. Andre put Big John Studd in a bear hug, and it slowed the match down tremendously. And I've always heard, like, when people talk about him in documentaries and stuff, he was not in good shape. And you can see he's not in, like, great shape. He's just a big guy. He drank beer all the time. And so these rest holds and stuff were common in his matches because he'd get so winded. Big John Studd is acting like he's being hit by, like, a freight train. Like, this dude he's like, he's like just acting like he's dying. He's not like overselling it or anything. I feel like it's fairly realistic. But I don't know. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
And he didn't
want to die if a giant like Andre was squeezing me too.
Yeah. But believe it or not, the son of a bitch did it. Andre the Giant did it. He slammed him. Slammed him. Yeah. He slammed that giant motherfucker down.
That's why I put him in a bear hug first, though, because he couldn't lift him up and slam him, and the match would have ended. They needed more time.
Yeah, they needed to make this a little bit longer. Bobby the Brain grabs the fucking money and steals it, and then he gets called a dirty rat, and I don't know why I like that so much. It's so funny. Yeah, Andre needed people to speak for him because his French accent was so thick that he just wasn't very good at promos or anything. And the announcers called that slam the slam heard around the world. If only. Just wait till WrestleMania 3, boys. Just wait. I gave this match a 2.5 out of 5. Highest rated match on the show so far.
I'll give it a 2 out of 5. Like, yeah, I liked it, but it's just a body slam contest, so.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that entertaining, but I mean, it was fine, for what it was. We got 2 more matches left. This is match number 8 on the card. It was the women's. We got another championship match. Wendy Richter versus Lalina Kai, who is the current champion. Wendy Richter is our face with her manager, Cyndi Lauper. And Cyndi Lauper was said that she was taught how to manage by Lou Albino. I don't really know how you get taught to manage. Do you? Yeah, neither do I. Yeah, so whatever. Good on Wendy. I'm glad. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. My cat just did a body slam challenge to my other cat, and my cat won. So crazy. But when Cyndi Lauper also called the championship a belt. It's not a belt, Cyndi. It's not a belt. It's a championship. Belts hold up your pants, Cyndi Lauper. Championships go around your waist. So get it right or don't call it anything at all. Couldn't stand her. Whoever the other person was, Lalina Kai was managed by the Fabulous Moolah, and she got big boos. Big boos. And she's got some badass glasses on in this match. If you've never seen the Fabulous Moolah at WrestleMania 1, check her out. She's got some good glasses. Good glasses. We got another entrance finally. Wendy Richter. She gets an entrance. And it's iconic. It's the Cyndi Lauper song. You know? The girls, they wanna have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, girls just wanna
have fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
It's
doesn't
the
love
iconic. It's the iconic thing. I actually don't remember if that was a song that played. I'm gonna assume it was, but whatever. Cyndi got the pop, but the pop was totally for my bad. Wendy Richter got the pop, but Cyndi Lauper is the reason she got it. That's what I was trying to say. Their names are a little too similar.
Wendy, Cindy, yeah, they are very similar.
Yeah. Back then though, these women's matches were just throwaway matches, and it's crazy now that sometimes we have both agreed that the women's matches are probably the best matches on the card. Like the guys underperform, and the women's matches are just the best. But back then,
the past year, I think I'd argue that women have had the match of the night more often than the men have.
I'm not going to disagree with you because you're probably right.
Yeah, dude, women's wrestling is incredible right now.
Somebody made the quote that Woodstock is to rock and roll what WrestleMania is to wrestling. That was kind of a weird quote, seeing how this was the first WrestleMania ever. You know, maybe if they said that to like at WrestleMania 2 or 3, it would have made more sense. But they said it at WrestleMania 1, and it's like
they said it before before they even know if it's gonna succeed.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. It was a stereotypical women's fight, hair pulling, slapping, you know, all that. There was a little bit of decent mat wrestling. Cyndi is like screaming, grabbing hair, and like all that. I don't know. It's kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. There was a thing that I did see that they put this match on right before the main event, just so people could like get refreshments and go to the bathroom and stuff like that.
They were disrespectful towards their women.
Yeah, I mean, there was a botched slam at one point. The hair pulling was super annoying. I got really over it very quick. Wendy was pushing. Annoying. Wendy started pushing the ref around. Like, what the actual fuck? Disqualify her. You cannot lay your hands on the ref. I don't care if she's a face or not. The managers started fighting, and Wendy got control. She picked up Kai and slams her, and she just ends up in control again. I don't really know what happened because there's so much going on like randomly through this match. Kai hits some random crossbody. Wendy rolls through it and gets a 3. Moolah goes to the ring and trips and falls. The women's title looks terrible. The tag belts are the only championships that I've seen so far that I actually enjoyed. Cyndi didn't even know who the other person was in the match. After in the backstage little interview thing, she couldn't even name the other person, and she got lipstick on her teeth. I gave this match a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I probably think this is the worst title match of the show, sadly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 0.75 out of 5.
Fair enough. I mean, it was annoying.
The hair pulling is so annoying, and like I swear it's a thing in every older women's match. Like now you'll see it in like most times when I see it now, it's only in Bianca matches. Like I don't see women pulling each other's hair in other matches.
Well, like I'll see it. You'll see it like in like matches where it's not like in the middle of the ring hair pulling. It's like you'll see them do hair pulling now the same way as somebody would grab Seth Rollins' hair. You know? Yeah. There's like a handful of it to pull him up or something like that. Or they'll grab Bianca's hair because they can use Bianca's hair as like a weapon against her. It's used as a tool instead of like an object to actually try to do offensive damage. You know, that's how they used to do it. They used to grab the hair and fucking just wave them around. And it's like, that's so annoying. Just like slap each other. There's a story that I saw with Michelle McCool and The Undertaker. They were on like a podcast together. And Michelle McCool said that she was told that she's not allowed to throw punches anymore. And whoever she was wrestling with, they had to put their gear back on, and they had to go back out and re-wrestle the match that they had just had because it was like too good, I guess.
What?
And they upstaged like the people that were on SmackDown or something like that, all the other matches or something.
Good.
And it was like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, good, you know. But yeah, they were told to redo the match. Like they just had a match and a finish. They went and changed, and then they changed them back. They told them to go change again, and then they had to go rehab the match without punching.
That's
I don't know. There's a podcast with her and the Undertaker, and I don't remember whose podcast it was, but I seen the clip on TikTok, and I went to go find it the other day.
It's not Undertaker's podcast.
It could be. It didn't look like
I don't.
the,
I was gonna say I don't know if he's actually talked with his wife on that show or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But I guess moving on, we got the main event, man. Are you ready?
Are you ready for WrestleMania to become Hulkamania?
Yes, sir, I am, because we got Hulk Hogan and Mr. T versus Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper, man. So Hulk Hogan is our current WWF champion, and what good is a WrestleMania without not defending the WWF title? Let's put the guy in the tag team match.
Such a shame. It's such a shame that Roddy Piper was never a WWE champion, dude. He so should have been. He so deserved it.
I think this match should have just been like Piper versus Hogan. Think how much better that would have been for the title.
It would have been way better.
With T and Orndorff as managers. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Paul Orndorff. He seemed okay in the ring from what I could tell. Like, I don't know a lot about Paul Orndorff, but he seemed all right. I have no complaints about him. But, I mean, like, Piper versus Hogan.
Paul Orndorff and Piper had Cowboy Bob Orton as their manager, and Hogan and Mr. T had Superfly, right? Jimmy Snuka?
Yes, yeah.
So this is not only a tag team match, not for the WWF title, but you also got managers.
Yeah,
almost every match had a manager. Was that just a thing? Was that just how wrestling was?
But you know how else they're gonna sell this match? Guess who the special guest referee is?
Oh, I forgot. There was it's Muhammad Ali, wasn't
it? It was Muhammad Ali. Yeah, he gets a massive pop. Yeah. Piper comes out with the bagpipes entrance. So fuck yeah, this man just exudes. He was so good at everything he did. Piper was like,
bro, so
heel
good.
face. He's like Bobby the Brain Heenan. Like that man can make this 80s style wrestling make me care about it to this day. Whereas me and you have talked about throughout this entire episode here, we did not really care about any of these matches. But I'm sure you felt the same way when you heard Bobby talk or you see Piper. You kind of get excited. You kind of want to see them. You want to hear them. You want to watch them and listen to them. And everybody else, nah, whatever. I mean, Hulk Hogan, give or take the guy. I'm more of a kind of a WCW 2002. When did Hulk Hogan come back to WWE and win the championship again?
Oh,
was it 2002?
So he came back in 2002 because that's when Hogan versus Rock was, and yeah, he won the Undisputed title later that year.
Yeah. So, like, that era of Hulk Hogan.
Then guess who beat Hulk Hogan for that Undisputed title? It was The Undertaker,
Jeff Hardy. Oh, sorry.
No, The Undertaker won, and then The Undertaker beat Jeff Hardy in a ladder match to retain the title, though. So, I mean, you're on the right track.
Shit, that wasn't that title reign, wasn't it? Damn, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was sitting here thinking, I forget Undertaker's only like a 3-time or a 4-time WWE champion.
Yeah, 4-time, and he's a 3-time world.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, Which I don't really ever think of him with the WWE title.
He never needed it, but he definitely deserved it the time he did have it.
Yeah, it's like at this point, it's how I feel about Roman Reigns. Like Roman Reigns doesn't need the title. You can use Roman Reigns as to just be Roman Reigns. Like he doesn't need the title to be Roman Reigns. If you want to put Roman Reigns,
I don't think he ever really needed the title because WWE was just going to make him Roman Reigns anyway. But yeah, it's whatever.
Well, I like Tribal Chief Roman Reigns does not need a title. Big Dog Roman Reigns, we didn't want to see him with a title, but I guess if you wanted to make us somewhat care about him, which it just made us hate him. But like Big Dog Roman Reigns, like, I mean, I guess he needed a title because like we didn't care about him, And I guess if you put the title on him, it kind of made him seem a little important. But at the end of the day, we just didn't like him. But Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, no, he doesn't need that shit. He's awesome. Yeah, Cowboy, like you said, Cowboy Bob Orton was the manager. But let me tell you, when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, oh man, I got fucking hyped when I heard that. I can't even lie. Like when I heard Hulk's music, I was like, oh shit, okay, it's going down now.
I am a real American.
American. Yeah.
Fight for what's right for your life. Yeah, no, it's a fire song.
Yeah, no. But that's just iconic from this era for me. And for you too, I'm sure. But like hearing that though.
You can't think of this era without hearing that.
Yeah. Pat Patterson was another special guest referee, so we had 2 special guest referees. Don't know why. I'm guessing they just like wanted to keep all the stars for the main event. So, good on them. I get it. I get why they did this, that this was their go home or go broke. I get why they saved all the stars for the end. But I don't know. I did make a note and I said, is Teddy Long writing this stuff? Because, it's a main event and it's a tag team match. So I did think that was kind of funny. I think I'm hilarious. Muhammad Ali gets demoted from inside referee to outside referee. So he's just the referee on the outside of the ring. I don't know why. Maybe Muhammad Ali did not give a shit to learn the rules of refereeing. Yeah. So they're just like, go outside. He's just like, all right, whatever.
I don't understand why there were 2 refs.
Yeah, I don't either. Piper and Hogan to start, great. Just great.
Piper's awesome.
They did the nose to nose. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The stare down?
The nose to nose iconic stare down. Yeah, fucking great. The slapping started. It did take a little bit of this match. It kind of took me out for a few minutes, but overall, I'm not going to go through everything that I typed. But overall, this was probably the best match on the show. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably had like the best in-ring character work as well, because there's a lot of moments where Piper's just being Piper, obviously. Like
he literally leaves at one point. He throws his hands up and says, "I'm not doing this," and just fucking walks down the ramp. He's like, "Fuck this." And
Piper was the MVP of this match, and for me.
Yeah, Hogan wouldn't let Pat Patterson count him out. And then hell just broke loose, and it became like a tornado tag match out of nowhere, which, by the way, bring back tornado tag matches. Those were like our favorite game modes to play in the SmackDown vs. Raw games. You remember that shit?
Which one?
The tornado tags.
Oh, yeah. Tornado tag.
Yeah, we'd always be a tag team. We'd beat the fuck out of some other team.
The Elimination Chamber tag matches are pretty fun, too.
Yeah. Like, bring back... We don't see tornado tags anymore. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, the closest we get to tornado tags is, like, tag team ladder matches and stuff, which they're having at WrestleMania 40.
Oh, they are, aren't they? I forgot about that.
It's like a 6-pack challenge.
Yeah. Isn't there a special team or, like, a team that hasn't been...
I think they're... I don't know.
Or are they all accounted for?
No, I think there's a few teams that still have to qualify or whatever. I don't know what exactly they're doing.
There was a quote. It said, "Pandemonium is breaking loose out here in the Garden." That is an infamous quote, like in WWE history. I remember hearing that quite a bit. Like anytime they would show like highlights of them, or they'd be talking about going to Madison Square Garden, you would hear that quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heels started fucking up Hulk Hogan. It's the typical thing where Hulk Hogan gets beat down. You know how it is. Hulk Hogan gets beat up a whole bunch, and Hulk starts. Up. Yeah, he hulks up a little bit, but he does hit the hot tag to Mr. T. But then Mr. T got fucked up, and then it goes on and on. Cowboy Bob gets headbutted or gets involved at one point, and he got headbutted by Superfly. Hogan got triple teamed, and you couldn't really tell what happened because the camera work wasn't that good. But somehow Hulk Hogan got the pin. They did a replay, and what it looks like is Paul Orndorff got hit by Cowboy Bob, and I guess he wakes up and freaks out, and I don't know. I guess I don't fucking know. It's just, the ending of this match was just kind of chaotic. I won't lie. It all fucking broke out.
Hulk Hogan and Mr. T won. That's what happened.
Yeah, they did win. Yeah. So it's like, everybody's freaking out. Everybody's happy. Blah blah blah. There was another quote that says, "The greatest wrestling extravaganza in the history of wrestling." Once again, this is the first. If this was the greatest back then I don't want to see anything else. This was bad. No offense to anybody who put this on, but it was bad. Yeah, it was electric. Hulk Hogan gave a promo afterwards, and the man is something else. Yeah. I gave this match a 2.75 out of 5. I don't really know what more to say. It's just hard to talk about some of these matches because it's like there's not a lot to talk about. It's just complete chaos at certain points, but it's not like the chaos we're used to.
Yeah, a lot of times when we
camera.
a lot of times when we're talking about wrestling and stuff too, we have like memories we can reflect on. Like we weren't watching those back. We weren't even born, obviously. So
No.
so it's not something
You
we like experience in real time or anything, or have like close memories of or anything like that.
And so since this was the first WrestleMania ever, I'm going to give it a lot of passes. It was also in the 80s. It's a lot different era and stuff. I wasn't expecting it to be the best thing ever, but it also wasn't god-awful. And there's a lot of things that I'm nostalgic for because I saw it a lot growing up, like clips and stuff. Not the show, but just clips.
Yeah.
And overall, there's a lot of things that I can overlook with this because I know it was go home or go broke. Or go all in, go broke, go home, whatever, however you say it. Overall,
I'm gonna cut it a lot of slack.
Yeah. Out of 10, what would you give this show?
Well, I give the main event a 2.5 out of 5, and the show out of 10. Man, I don't want to sound too harsh, but I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 10.
3.5. I'm a little bit more gracious than you. I gave it a 4. So you were more. No, you're a little bit more critical all the way around. But
yeah, I think the highest I gave a match was 2.5, and that was the main event. And before that was 2, and then that was the Andre Body Slam thing. And before that it was 1.25. So yeah, nothing got above 50% for me.
Yeah, I gave it a 4. The last note that I have is it was one of the greatest, or it kicked off one of the greatest wrestling events of the year. It wasn't for my time nor for my generation. But then again, for my time and my generation, we've been spoiled by a lot of good wrestling. And I feel like if you're a true wrestling fan, then this event is worth watching. If you're a diehard fan. If you like the history and stuff of it. I mean, this was a chore to watch, but it was also really cool to kind of go back in time and see how things used to be,
Yeah, I'd agree. But I don't regret watching it at all. Like, I mean, I never have to watch it again. I can say I've seen it.
Oh yeah, that's I'm right there with you. I will never probably watch this again. But it was good. I mean, I say it was good. It was
good for
fun.
That time, and just considering that obviously a lot of these guys, well, I don't even know some of them, but a lot of these guys I didn't exactly grow up with. Like the people in the main event are the main guys I actually know. Hyper, Hogan. And obviously I know like Steamboat. There's some here and there, but yeah, there's just not as much I guess sentimental attachment for that time era. So obviously we're not gonna be as into it.
And sentiment does a lot. Yeah, sentiment does a lot to kind of weigh our opinions, because we can probably watch a bad like 2010 pay-per-view, but we could probably still have a good time. Because we can reflect on like some of the goofy stuff that may have happened on lead ups to the matches or after the matches and stuff like that. And so we may not be as critical of a bad.
We know a lot of stuff about the rivalries that are going on at that time. Yeah, there's just a lot more.
And like,
a lot more than just the match. Also,
and there wasn't as many squash matches. Except for when you get to WrestleMania 26 and Sheamus beats Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds.
28. WrestleMania 28.
Was it 28?
Yeah, WrestleMania 26.
Sheamus, I thought it was 26.
Faced Triple H at WrestleMania 26. 26 was
that's right.
Yeah, 26 was John Cena versus Batista. That was
Batista.
Undertaker versus John was the main event. Guerrero versus Streak.
Yeah.
28
but
was
the world title match was the end of an era.
Yeah.
But that's all we got to say, I think, about WrestleMania 1.
That is all we have to say about WrestleMania 1. Yeah, I wish I could say more, but can't really.
Yeah. It's just hard. There's so much stuff back then that wasn't even televised and stuff that it's like hard. We would have to do some really in-depth reading to try to find if there was even storylines, leading up to some of those matches and stuff. But, whatever. That's good enough. Who cares?
No one. Eventually, it's gonna get into stuff where we know what's going on and like how things became.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm excited for.
Hey, let me tell you, when we get to WrestleMania 12, y'all are in for a treat.
Ooh, the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart 1 hour Iron Man match.
Yeah, what was it, WrestleMania 8?
What
That was Razor Ramon versus. I'm thinking of the latter
10,
match.
10, WrestleMania 10.
Oh, 10. Okay, well, I was in that ballpark. It was from 8 to 12. I knew that. But yes, WrestleMania 12, that 1 hour Iron Man match. That's a good one too. I'm excited for that one.
Oh yeah, once we get to WrestleMania 10, Mr. WrestleMania, you're gonna see why they call Shawn Michaels that.
Yeah, but yeah. If you're listening to the show on Spotify, I think Braden has a YouTube channel.
I do. It's the Red Arrow. You can listen to it there. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, or if you're listening to it on that, you can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it wherever you find your podcast, or you can find it at the Red Arrow on YouTube. You can find some other stuff on that channel. We talk about everything. There's wrestling videos. There's football videos. There's music. There's DC stuff. There's some Marvel stuff.
You just posted a song, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Check it out. It's one of his best.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's called Conflicted. You should check it out if you haven't heard it. But,
And you know what he's not conflicted on? What we're doing next week.
Oh, yes.
What are we doing next week?
Next week. So we have 2 weeks before WrestleMania 40. The week between the Mania talk, we're going back to Godzilla Kong, which
Yeah, baby!
yeah, obviously our last episode was our three-year-old conversation on the original Godzilla versus Kong. But yeah,
Is this one Godzilla versus Kong, or is this one Godzilla and Kong?
it's Godzilla X Kong, so basically Godzilla and Kong.
Okay, I've been correcting people when they've been saying Godzilla versus Kong, because I'm like, don't say that, because that leads to the anticipation that they might fight, and I don't think that they're going to do that at all this movie.
Oh, me either.
So,
I'm not expecting that at all.
I'm kind of excited for it, and then again, I almost bought Godzilla -1 the other day. Almost,
Ooh,
I
I
was
still
so
need to see
close
that.
to it. Yeah, no, I was so close. Then I was like, I kind of want to go back and watch the 1957 Godzilla movie, but then I don't want to watch the American version where they just have the American guy just like commentating over stuff that's happening with Godzilla. I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah.
So I would like to watch the original Japanese version, but
Well,
whatever.
since we just got done talking about a wrestling event that took place in 1985, something I really need to watch soon is the Iron Claw.
Ooh, that is a good. Professional wrestler MJF in that movie.
Oh, is he really?
I'm pretty sure he plays one of the Von Erichs.
I didn't even know that. Oh, he is. Look at that. He's Lance Von Erich, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. That's pretty cool.
Yep, and Zac Efron, I think, is our main Von Erich.
Yeah. I heard he was trained by Chavo Guerrero.
I have, yes.
That
yes,
is really
no.
cool.
Yeah,
I know it's going to be
Guerrero.
a sad movie because obviously I know about the Von Erichs. So
I don't know about the Von Erichs.
well, I don't know like the full details of it, but I just know like it's tragic. Everything that happened. Obviously.
Oh, really?
Obviously, like most of the yeah. Oh, do you not know anything?
Oh,
so
yeah, maybe I do need to check this out.
It's gonna be a sad movie. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Oh, interesting. So don't go into it like I went into V for Vendetta. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched V for Vendetta, watch V for Vendetta. Maybe one of these days I can talk Braden into us doing an episode over it when we don't got nothing better to do.
Maybe.
Or maybe we already have done it and it's locked up in the vault, and in about 2.5 years, maybe you guys will get an episode.
We haven't done it yet.
Oh, fuck. Well, shit.
Or have we? No, we haven't.
Or have we? Never let them know our next move.
Hey, something else we're also doing on the show before Deadpool 3 is talking about all the X-Men movies. So if you're into the X-Men, we've already talked about the first 5. You should go check those episodes out. We've had some fun conversations with friend of the show, Darren, and we'll be talking about First Class probably after WrestleMania 40. So we'll be back on the X-Men train before long as well.
Whoop! X-Men 97 has started coming out, hasn't it?
Oh yes, indeed. I watched the first episode. It was pretty good. I need to watch episode 2. I hear Magneto's pretty good in it. Well, that's what Darren said anyway.
Interesting.
I trust his opinion, so
I don't trust his opinion. So
I don't know if I should trust his opinion,
conflictions. Yeah.
but
But
you're feeling conflicted?
I'm feeling conflicted. Anyways, I think that's all we got for this episode.
That was the show.
Join us back next week when we talk about Godzilla vs. Kong. And I guess we'll do the typical outro, which is bye.